Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you with another exchange student and host family Q&A because you guys, my lovely subscribers, have asked so many interesting questions about anything exchange year, host family, my experiences, me in general, that I thought it would be time for another Q&A where I could just answer all of you guys' questions in a video instead of just replying quickly in the comments. So without further ado, let's get right on into this video. So the first question that I got is a really interesting one, and it is it bad if my host family consists of only a single person and another exchange student? So I've said before in my last Q&A, host families don't come in any certain shape or size, so they can be a huge family with lots of kids, but sometimes they can also be just a single person, and in that case they usually take on another exchange student as well besides you, just so you have a companion, just somebody that is going to be around. And I find that some people get really disappointed when they find out that this is their situation because they think that they want like host siblings and kind of a big family. However, I think that sometimes these experiences can be really rewarding as well, and some of the best experiences actually, because you get a built-in best friend most of the time because the other exchange student is in the exact same boat as you, and usually as an exchange student you never get anybody that is going through the exact same thing as you at the exact same time. So learning about their culture will be amazing. Having somebody to talk to that is in the exact same boat as you will be amazing, and sometimes it is just a really close bond if the family's actually smaller. So as I said, they come in all shapes and sizes, those host families, and it really just depends on the people and how you vibe with each other, because even if you have a huge family and you don't get along, that's not going to be of any help to you. So just try to keep an open mind and just go into it and see how you guys get along. If it's absolutely horrible, you have the option to switch, but host families can be great no matter how they're made up. Just keep an open mind and see how it goes. The next question is also really lovely, I think, and so important, and it is, can I still be an exchange student if I'm shy? And my answer is yes. You can definitely be an exchange student if you're shy. It might actually be the most beneficial to you if you are naturally a shy person. Granted, it is also going to be quite hard for you because obviously you need to make a lot of new friends, you need to get used to another culture, so it is going to be a bit harder for you if you're naturally a very shy person. However, an exchange year can help you a lot by pushing you beyond your comfort zone to just get rid of some of the shyness, just be more open, teach you how to make friends quickly and these sort of things. Your organization will have an interview before and they will ask you whether you're shy and those kinds of things. I would just say maybe fake it till you make it, because if you tell them right away, I'm extremely shy, I don't like to talk to anybody, chances are they will not even take you on as an exchange student. So kind of fake it till you make it. Even when you get to the US, for example, and it's your first day of school, fake it till you make it. Just act like you're confident, just force yourself to go up to a nice looking person and talk to them, and chances are over time you will actually become that confident person. So don't let yourself be held back just because you're naturally kind of a more shy person. You can definitely do it. The next question is, how is studying abroad at uni different? So as some of you might know and some of you might not know, I actually did a semester abroad at the University of Birmingham in England in the UK last fall, and it was a really fun experience that I will talk about in a whole separate video because this is just a short Q&A and I definitely want to go into more depth of how my experiences were there and how it differs from what I experienced in the US. However, I would say it's definitely a lot different. Firstly, because as a uni student you don't get to have a host family, so you're kind of all on your own, you're much more grown up. It's more about friends than it is about the family. The UK is obviously a different country with a different culture. I was in Birmingham, so a city that has millions of people that live there, whereas in the US I was obviously in a tiny town, so the experiences were very different from each other, but I will definitely make a video about it and just talk more in depth about my experiences there. The next question is a funny one, and it is it true that BMW and Mercedes are not considered luxury cars in Germany? So this is a yes and no answer. They are still considered very nice cars, but they are definitely not considered as luxurious of a vehicle as they are in the United States because they are produced here. So for them it's foreign cars cars, and for us it's just, you know, the cars that are produced in our country, so they are quite common on the streets. I, for example, drive a Mercedes. My other family members drive Mercedes as well, so it is definitely a car brand that is nice, good quality cars, but they are still affordable. You can get them secondhand, for example. If you're not the first user, you pretty much get them for a really good price. So my car example was used by someone before me for 2 years, and that meant that the price was almost reduced by 50%. So you will see a lot of BMWs and Mercedes on the streets here, also Audis and stuff like that, Volkswagens. So they are not really considered luxury cars, but they are still really good cars. The next question is also a funny one, and it is, how do you pronounce German brands correctly? So I will just Google a few German brands and tell you how to pronounce them correctly. For example, the ones that I just talked about. So BMW would be BMW, and Mercedes would be Mercedes, and we have some others like Aldi, for example, is Aldi, and Adidas is Adidas, Audi is Audi. There's also Lidl, so the grocery store, it's called Lidl in Germany, for example. Oh, Porsche, all the car brands. So Porsche is not called Porsche for us, where it comes from, it's called Porsche. Or Volkswagen also is called Volkswagen. Yeah, those are probably some of the most important ones. There's also a beauty brand that's called Schwarzkopf, is what you call it. We call it Schwarzkopf. So yeah, I would say generally mostly car brands because they are produced here. Sometimes like beauty brands and stuff like that. But if you have a specific brand in mind that you would like the pronunciation to, definitely leave it down in the comments below, and I will include it in an upcoming video. I always think this is so funny. I also see a lot of like Italians do it, or French people do it with like fashion brands and stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely a fun question to answer. The next question is, did you go to school dances, and if so, what did you think of them? So yeah, I actually went to homecoming and prom. Against my expectations, I actually liked homecoming a lot better than prom. I feel like prom is just such a huge deal, and when I actually got to the event, I actually didn't like it as much. I feel like the build-up was just too much. I feel like I didn't enjoy it as much because it was only seniors and juniors that were allowed to go there, and my school was really small, so the junior and the senior grade were, I think, less than 100 people even together, and so it was just kind of a huge room that was kind of empty, so it just didn't feel as nice. And I also had a bunch of friends that were freshmen and sophomores, and I didn't get to actually, you know, enjoy the evening with them, so that wasn't the experience I was hoping for. However, I did love that prom was really about those like over-the-top lovely dresses, whereas homecoming you just kind of wear like any sort of a formal dress. So I loved the whole dressing up part of prom, but overall I would say I enjoyed homecoming a lot more. It was really fun. The next question is, can exchange students join cheerleading? Definitely. I think it kind of depends on your school, so you should just ask your school, but you can generally join cheerleading. I don't see a reason why not. The only issue with that is you will probably arrive like 1 to 2 weeks before school starts, and a lot of the time the cheerleaders will already have practice their routines in the summer. So if you know that you want to do cheerleading and you already know the high school you're going to, maybe just write them an email and be like, hey, can somebody get in touch with me and maybe teach me the dances via FaceTime, or send me videos of it, for example, so you can already learn the routines and the dances before you actually get there. But it should definitely be possible for you to join cheerleading, and a lot of exchange students do. The next question is connected to that. Is it normal to arrive a week before school starts? So that is definitely normal. Exchange student organizations will usually get their students to where they need to go about 1 or 2 weeks before school starts. It kind of depends on when school starts in your state and district. However, I think I got there like 10 days before school started, and that's definitely a normal time. You will usually not get to be there 4 weeks before school starts, so it is quite last minute, which is kind of a shame because sometimes you would want more time to get used to the area and the family and everything like that. However, it's also good because it keeps you busy right away, so you don't get homesick too much. So it has ups and downsides. However, you know, that's kind of the norm. I don't know if you could actually get there earlier. That's something you would have to discuss with your organization. The next question is, what is the minimum English requirement to become an exchange student? I feel like every organization will have certain requirements. Usually they kind of look at your school grades, and they will have a short conversation with you to just make sure that you do speak some of the target language usually, especially if you're going to an English speaking country, they will want you to speak some of the language. It definitely doesn't have to be perfect. My English didn't sound like this before I went on my exchange. Exchanges are definitely there to improve your language skills, so don't worry too much about it. But yeah, if you have like the worst grades in English ever, like really bad, and you're not able to produce a single sentence, then it's going to be hard for you. But generally speaking, the English requirements are not really that high, and you will most probably improve a lot when you are actually on your exchange. The last question for this week's video is, did your host family give you a house key? And the answer is no. I never got a house key. I also didn't really need one because I was either in a sports team, so I got home at like 6 p.m. every single day. By that time somebody would be home, or I would go home with one of my host siblings who would have a key. And I'm not even sure that our house door was always locked. I'm pretty sure it was unlocked most of the time, which is quite common in the small town in Texas I was staying in. So sometimes the door would just be open and I could just open it like that. They have like other security measures like dogs and like security cams and like alarms and stuff like that, but sometimes the front door would just be unlocked, so I didn't even need a key. And I didn't miss it at all. I didn't expect them to give me a key, and I don't think I was ever in a situation where I would have needed a key and didn't have one. So they did give me the security code to their garage, which technically enabled me to get into the house. But I think I used that maybe once in the entire year. Otherwise I just didn't need it at all. Okay guys, those were all the questions for this week's video. I really enjoyed answering those, so if you have any other questions at all, pop them down in the comments below. I love making these Q&A videos. I think they're so fun. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for sending in all of these lovely questions. If you enjoyed the video as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more exchange student and host family content and know more about me in this channel, please also subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really appreciate all of you guys, and see you in my next video. Bye!